Shall I start? But I want complete silence. You want any support for your legs? Is enough. Shall I start? None. How to read current affairs and newspapers. First of all, you should know how to read them, how to understand them, how to understand not only letter but also spirit. If anyone of your friends or someone else tells that reading newspaper is not necessary for competitive exams, it is completely false. You have to go through current affairs and newspapers properly. In fact, there is a very famous saying in the olden days. If you read one national newspaper for 1 year, 50% of your UPSC preparation will be completed. If you can properly read, understand, and comprehend one national newspaper for 1 year, 50% of your achievement will be done. So, what is that all about? Civil services preparation is a two-way preparation. One is static, second is dynamic. In dynamic preparation, newspaper plays a key role. In dynamic preparation, newspaper plays a key role. So, first of all, what to learn from newspaper? Like first thing, you have to understand the concepts. You should understand the concept. Okay, not just reading the heading but also concept. So first point to understand and know from the newspaper is concept. And the second thing is how they are expressing their views. In my childhood, even when I am studying my graduation, I am not that good in essay writing. You know what my father told and what I practiced? I used to read an article from newspaper and I used to reproduce the same article in my own words. 6 months I have practiced like that. Then I could able to write my essay properly. Not only that, there's one more technique. In newspapers, after the editorial column, there will be letters to the editor. Letters to the editor column. After the editorial, there will be letters to the editor. In that letters to the editor, people will express their views on a particular issue in a very simple, short way 100 words, 150 words. We can understand how to write a small paragraph by this 100 words, 150 words, letters to the editor. Not only that, if there's a place in news, try to identify that place which appeared in the newspaper in the atlas immediately. Identify that place, open your atlas, that place. And last but not the least, the greatest advantage of reading newspaper is sentence formation, introduction of a paragraph, concluding the paragraph, concluding the entire discussion, and most importantly, important terminology. So, without fail, always keep a dictionary with you while reading newspaper. Always keep a dictionary with you while reading the newspaper. When you read a particular term or a word, if you don't understand it properly, don't try to connect other words in the sentence and try to understand, but immediately open the dictionary, see the meaning, write down in words notebook. From now on, you should have newspaper notebook and one words notebook and another sentences notebook. This newspaper notebook, words notebook and sentences notebook, these notebooks will help you. These notebooks will be helpful to you till the end of your preparation, till the last day of your preparation, including interview. So you are expected to have your own words newspaper and also terms notebook. Not only that, sentences notebook. If you learn every day 2-3 sentences, if you learn every day how to use 2-3 sentences for 1 year, you can master answer writing and essay writing. Learning sentences, learning new words cannot be done overnight. It is through a process. You need to go through this process for 1 year. Every day, spend at least 10-15 minutes time to develop your language. Every day, at least spend 10 to 15 minutes of your time to develop your language. Language skill is very important. You need to develop your language. So, today I'll take the model. So it is not 100% needed that you should read Hindu paper, but generally in civil services as a standard newspaper, we consider Hindu as a standard newspaper. This is Hindu newspaper, today's Hindu newspaper. And if there is a government ad, if there is any government advertisement in the newspaper, kindly look into that ad. This is a government ad given by state government of Telangana with respect to Raitu Pandaga. With respect to Raitu Pandaga. It is not that important for the aspirants who are writing UPSC, but for the aspirants who are writing TGPSC, this Raitu Pandaga is very, very important. For the aspirants who are writing TGPSC, this Raitu Pandaga is very, very important. Not that important for the aspirants who are preparing for UPSC. At least if you understand what is Raitu Pandaga, loan waiver program, all these things, that's enough. You need not go into details of how much amount, what is the waiver time, all these things not required for the aspirants who are writing UPSC examination. So coming back. This is the first page, front page. We'll also call this page as front page. We call this page as front page of the Hindu. For sure, you have to go through the front page articles. Because if newspaper elevates any news to the front page, that means it's very, very important. Okay, front page articles are very crucial and very important. Let's see and identify which articles, newspaper articles are important in today's front page, the Hindu. Let's see and identify what are the articles that are very important in today's front page, the Hindu. So let's see. GDP growth hits 5.4% in Q2, lowest in 7 quarters. India's GDP growth in quarter 2. Q1 means April, May, June. Q2 means July, August, September. India's GDP growth in Q2 of 2024-2025 is just 5.4%. Slowdown in India's GDP growth rate. In the same corresponding year, in the last year, in the same corresponding quarter in the last year, that is 2023-2024, the GDP growth is 8.1. The GDP growth is 8.1%. But the present GDP growth is 5.4%. The slowdown economic activity is eventually reflected in this data. Economic activity got slowed down in India. Okay, economic activity got slowed down in India. The fall in income capacity. People don't have much money in their hands because they don't have income. The fall in income capacity of the urban sector has hit the consumption profile. Urban sector, there's no income in their hands. And if you see, in the last 3 to 6 months, urban consumption got down. Urban consumption. And weaker manufacturing sector, weaker private consumption, no jobs, uneven growth. Weaker manufacturing, weaker private consumption, no jobs, no growth. In this quarter, that means I can say in the last quarter, means almost our manufacturing sector grew only 2.2%. In the quarter, our manufacturing sector grew only 2.2%. Compared to previous year, it is 7%. Previous year it is 7% and the present year it is 2.2%. So rising inflation, weak real wages, weak growth, high borrowing costs, all these led to slowing down of our GDP growth. So it is just 5.4%. If there is some interesting and important article in the first page, you should make a small bullet point notes. See, making notes from the newspaper doesn't mean copy what all comes in the newspaper. You should actually make 100 words notes out of it. You should not paraphrase exactly what appeared in the newspaper. You should actually get some important points out of it. So, why did our GDP grow slowed down? Because of slowing down of economic activity. Manufacturing sector slowed down. Private consumption, particularly urban consumption, slowed down. If you have 3-4 points, proper points, it's done. If you have 3-4 points, high inflation, no jobs. This jobless growth. All these things have actually propelled this slowing down of GDP growth. And next, if you see, Telangana government withdraws proposal to set up pharma unit in Lagacharla village. Telangana government withdraws proposal to set up pharma unit at Lagacharla village. See, in Kodangal constituency, Mehboob Nagar area, you have a village called Lagacharla. On November 11th, an unexpected, shocking, untoward event have happened that people attacked the collector and district administration of Vikarabad. And government wanted to acquire the land of around 630 acres from people to construct a pharma company. People are against it. Particularly the tribal communities in that area, they are against the acquisition of land by the government. So now government have withdrawn the proposal to set up pharma company in the at Lagicharla village. This example you can quote in ethics. Friction between local administration. Tomorrow, if you become district collector or if you are a district administrator, government had a proposal to acquire land. You went to negotiate with people, and if people start attacking you, how you are going to deal with the case? How you are going to resolve this issue? This is a typical ethics question in GS 4. Okay, first of all, when you go to such sensitive area, you will collect intelligence. Second thing, you will take more forces. Third thing, you don't conduct the particular negotiations in a private manner, but instead you will call entire machinery with complete support. Fourth thing, initially you will conduct the discussion with the community leaders, then you will go to the people. So step by step you need to give your answer. Okay? So, next. Israel offers tech expertise for Musi project. Israel offers tech expertise for Musi project. Israel has expressed willingness to provide technical expertise for the Musi River project initiated by the Telangana state government. And the most important news for today is the most important news in the Hindu paper first page. Plastics treaty draft skips key issues, limiting production. Plastics treaty, global treaty on plastics. We all know that we use plastics in many forms. Recently, even today, a summit is going on this treaty at Busan, South Korea. Busan, South Korea. About 175 countries have gathered in Busan to negotiate the first ever global treaty on plastics, on plastic pollution, rules to curb plastic pollution. But there was no complete agreement with respect to definition of about what is plastic. Countries even differ with the definition. Second thing, plastics are being prepared through fossil fuels. So, 90 to 95% of plastics are the outcomes of fossil fuels. Most of the fossil fuel dependent economies fossil fuel driven economies like Saudi Arabia, Iran, they are not happy with this treaty. They are not happy with this treaty. And if at all this treaty comes out, it is a legally binding treaty. But people are not happy, like Saudi Arabia, Iran, Russia, they are opposing production cuts. They are opposing production cuts. They are not happy with the treaty, they are opposing production cuts. So, new terms have coming up with respect to pollution. New terms are coming up. Waste colonialism. One term is waste colonialism. Second term is environmental racism. New terms are coming up. First term is waste colonialism. First term is waste colonialism. Second term is environmental racism. What is waste colonialism? Earlier, the colonial powers used to come and occupy the colonies. Now, the colonial powers are dumping waste in the colonies. That is, the rich countries are dumping their waste in the poor countries and developing countries. What type of waste? Almost all the important wastes. Plastic waste, hazardous waste, bio waste, yes. Second thing, environmental racism. Environmental racism. The countries which are very rich, now they are into environmental friendly technologies and completely they are mostly they are trying to become pollution free and are now releasing all the bad means the companies which are highly pollutant they are trying to establish in the poor countries and developing countries to get their countries safe from environmental pollution. So waste colonialism, environmental racism. The draft treaty on plastic pollution is not yet finalized because many of the fossil fuel driven countries are not happy with the plastic production cut. Plastic, 90 to 95% of the plastics are being produced through fossil fuels. The fossil fuel based countries, they are not happy like Saudi Arabia, Russia, Iran, they are not agreeing for much production cuts. So even they are not agreeing about the definition of plastics. Right? They're not agreeing even for a proper definition on plastics. So this is an interesting and important news that have come up in today's newspaper. Plastics treaty skips key issues. Skips key issues. Next. Woman farm worker killed in tiger attack in Kagasnagar. Woman farm worker killed in tiger attack in Kagasnagar. A 21-year-old farm worker was killed in alleged tiger attack at a cotton field in Esgon village about 900 meters from the reserve forest area in Kagasnagar Mandal of Komaram Beam, Asifabad district. This important example is an example for man-animal conflict. In environment, there is a concept called man-animal conflict. When humans enter into animals' territory or animals come into human domain, there will be a friction and conflict. Animals will attack the humans. This is a typical example where a woman farmer got killed in Kagasnagar, Komaram Beam, Asifabad district. Okay, this is something which we need to understand. This is something which we need to know. Next. See, lowest temperatures of 8.1 Celsius in Asifabad, 13.3 degrees Celsius in Uppal recorded. See, in Telangana, there's a news that at the nights, next 2 months, temperatures will be very, very cold. So, we will see that cold waves, freezing things in Telangana in the next 2 months, particularly cold winters. See, after reading first page, after reading front page of newspaper, you need not bother about local news. You need not much focus on news from Hyderabad, etc. Better to skip all the pages and go directly to South. Page number 7, South. I can show it to you. Page number 7, South. Better to directly go into page number 7, South. Okay, South. So, news from South India. South means news from South India. And this news from South, an interesting news I can say it's a disaster. Important news I can tell. Rather than interesting news and important news, cyclone Fengal. Cyclone Fengal to cross the coast close to Puducherry this afternoon. Cyclone Fengal to cross the coast close to Puducherry this afternoon. Okay, so how does this name Fengal have come from? Where does this name Fengal have come from? The word Fengal belongs to Saudi Arabia. Okay, cyclones will be named. Cyclones will be named to raise the public awareness and for quick response with local names. 13 countries, 13 countries have given 13 names. Okay, particularly to name the cyclones in the Indian Ocean region. So under the auspices of World Meteorological Organization, there is a UNESCAP, United Nations Economic and Social Commission on Asia Pacific. This commission, under this commission, 13 countries in the Indian Ocean region, they all will give 13 names. Each country will give 13 names. Total 13 into 13, 169 names. On rotation, cyclones will be named. On rotation, cyclones will be named. And this Fengal cyclone was named, and the name was given by Saudi Arabia. The name was given by Saudi Arabia. This Fengal cyclone hit Tamil Nadu and Puducherry basically. So whenever new cyclone comes, just try to find it out where this cyclone actually occurred and other things. Coming to the next thing, women actors moves Supreme Court against HEMA panel and SIT challenges High Court orders. See, in Kerala, sexual harassment in film industry was revealed through HEMA committee report. The revelations are highly shocking. The revelations are highly shocking. They have shown how bad women are being treated, how badly women are being treated in Malayalam and Hollywood, Malayalam industry, and almost all the industries are like that. Not only in film, all the industries. People say if you have a committee in education sector, then also you'll find out how women are being treated here. In every sector, the same story. Okay, HEMA committee could able to collect information with respect to film industry in Kerala. It happens in every sector, every industry. Coming back, so kindly go through HEMA committee report or recommendations. HEMA committee report or recommendations on HEMA committee report on Kerala film industry. In fact, I can tell you that report shocked the entire Kerala film industry. And coming back, this page is called editorial page. This page is called editorial page. It's very, very important to read this page. Any newspaper, in every newspaper, there is a page called editorial page. In every newspaper, there is a page called editorial page, and you are expected to read this editorial page. So this small and lengthy elongated article, this small lengthy and elongated article is called editorial, and the article next to editorial is called second editorial, and this big article is called lead article. This big article is called lead article. This is an editorial and this is a second editorial. Editorial, second editorial, and lead article. Lead, L-E-A-D. Coming to today's editorial, second Soren. Coming to today's editorial, second Soren. See, recently we have seen Maharashtra elections and Jharkhand elections. JMM, Jharkhand Mukti Morcha and its alliances won in the elections in Jharkhand. Do you know that Hemant Soren is already a CM? He worked as CM in Jharkhand, and he also was caught in corruption charges, and he also went to, he had a lot of cases, ED, CBI and other things. And again, he is going to become, he became CM of Jharkhand. This is his second stint in Jharkhand as chief minister. Second stint in Jharkhand as chief minister. If you see, after leading the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha and its alliance partners to a resounding victory in the recent assembly elections, Hemant Soren has taken over as CM for another term. Hemant Soren have taken over as CM for another term. The fiercely contested election has made many challenges more difficult for the new government. Now he promised many things. He has to deliver many things. Particularly, he promised increasing to deliver. Particularly, he promised increasing the amount of cash assistance for women under Jharkhand Mukhyamantri Maya Saman Yojana to 2,500 a month and to generate jobs. See, he promised under for some social welfare, women welfare scheme, 2,500 per woman per head. It's a very difficult thing. And the other thing is, the state is basically a tribal state. But many not tribals are getting jobs there. There is a promise, election promise that there will be changes in domicile rules, resident rules. All these things now, Hemant Soren has to fix it up. Particularly in the election campaign, the BJP government, the BJP party, alleged that the tribal character of the state was being altered by influx of people from other states. So now Hemant Soren has to look into the issues of domicile. Jobs will be jobs will be given to locals, particularly the tribal character of the state should be protected. So along with that, he should also protect SCs, STs, OBCs, and also should implement the Sarna Dharam code. Sarna Dharam code. All these things. There are so many things for Hemant Soren to take care in Jharkhand. Promising more money under freebies, promising jobs, so many things he promised. Jharkhand Public Service Commission, job calendars, all these things he has promised. Now he has to, it's a time for him to deliver things. Very tough. In fact, responsibility is very tough, right, as a CM. Coming back, if you see the second editorial, ONOS bitten. What is ONOS? One nation, one subscription. ONOS, one nation, one subscription. Actually, accessing research journals, research articles is very costly. You have to pay in dollars. You have to pay in dollars. Particularly if you see, some articles will be published in journals, $4,000, $5,000. So students, researchers, and common man, particularly the scholars, they cannot actually access the required materials for research. Science, Technology, Innovation Policy 2020 have given a proposal for one nation, one subscription. The libraries of higher education institutions promoted by public institutes. Okay, the public institutes, not private institutions. Now, government announced recently, Union Cabinet approved one nation, one subscription. The public institution as such will subscribe by bargaining to all the important publishers, and they will pay money so that students, researchers, all these people will get benefit out of one nation, one subscription policy. And this will be implemented by UGC, University Grants Commission. The One Nation scheme, One Nation, One Subscription scheme will provide students, faculty, and researchers with access to international scholarly journals and research articles from January 2025. From which date it is going to be operational? January 2025. The Indian government has introduced One Nation, One Subscription scheme to provide students, faculty, and researchers across the country with seamless access. Across the country with seamless access to vast array of international scholarly journals. This initiative, this initiative aims to revolutionize academic research in India by offering nationwide access to high quality research articles. A significant 6,000 crore. How much government is spending on that? 6,000 crore. A significant 6,000 crore has been allotted for ONOS scheme, which will be in effect for 3 calendar years, 2025, 2026, 2027. The funding part of central sector scheme is designed to provide extensive access to academic journals and foster research. The ONOS platform, it will be under the UGC. Okay, the subscriptions will be managed by Inflibnet, INFLIBNET. Inflibnet. Government is considering that for ONOS, One Nation, One subscription, 1.8 crore individuals in India will get benefited. Out of this One Nation, One subscription scheme, in the next 3 years, around 1.8 crore individuals will get benefited in India. The scheme includes nearly 13,000 e-journals from 30 leading international publishers. 13,000 journals from 30 leading publishers such as Elsevier, Wiley Blackwell, Taylor and Francis, Oxford University Press, etc. These journals will be accessible to over 6,300 government-run higher education institutions. Around 6,300 government-run public institutes, government-run higher education institutions, so that scholars, researchers, students will get benefit out of this One Nation, One subscription. So, what is the outlay? 6,000 crores. How many years? 3 years. So, once you start reading one article, you should know the complete detail of it. It is central sector scheme, not centrally sponsored scheme. In central sector scheme, the entire money is funded by the government of India. The entire money is funded by the government of India. No state support is required. Okay, One Nation, One subscription. So next, there are many articles. If you see this article, the big article is lead article. Lead article. On a single day, in the first session itself, you cannot understand each and every aspect, but you should know what is what. A liberal arts degree is worth much more than realized. Okay, the article is about liberal arts degree. And there's one more article, Indians need to share contraceptive responsibility. This is about contraception. You know what is contraception? You know what is contraception? Family planning, how you have to use family planning techniques not to go more number of children. So every Saturday, in Hindu, every Saturday we'll have ground zero. There is a special article on a particular topic. The full page will be covered. A special article will cover the entire full page. A special article will be covered entire full page. So if you see, another city is split into green and saffron. This is about city of Sambhal in Uttar Pradesh. Again, there is a masjid, Shahi Jama Masjid, and that was built by Babur in the 16th century. Babur's reign in the 16th century. That was built during the Babur's reign in the 16th century. Now, there is a news that there was a temple in that place, it was converted as mosque. But the court now asked not to discuss all these things temporarily. Now the thing is, you have to know a particular act. Questions on Place of Worship Act. Places of Worship Act. If you see, this is the article on Places of Worship Act. Places of Worship Act. See, they say the act basically says that the fixed date is August 15th, 1947. August 15th, 1947. If the structure is might be a temple or mosque or a church, the date of that particular, the nature of that particular religious particular place of worship should be protected based on the deadline date, based on the particular date, August 15th, 1947. Public Places of Worship Act prohibits conversion and preserves the character of religious sites as of August 15th, 1947. As of August 15th, 1947. So, next pages you need to read the most important articles with respect to Parliament, protests inside the Parliament by MPs, and Congress is saying that integrity of electoral process severely compromised. That's also interesting news. Scientists, page number 12, scientists, industry demand passage of new seeds bill, changes in policy, that's also very important. New seeds bill, changes in policy. Then Adani Group Finance Chief rejects bribery allegations. Yes. GST spurring fresh tax terrorism. People say GST is also now promoting tax terrorism. Next, world news. This is very important. This page is world page. This news is very, very important. World news. World news. Particularly if you observe, Bangladesh politicians urge calm after sectarian clashes raise tensions. You all know that Hindus are being attacked in Bangladesh. India is strongly condemning those attacks. 2 days back, there is a rumor that ISKCON is also banned, but Bangladesh authorities are telling that ISKCON is not banned in Bangladesh. Our duty is to protect everyone in Bangladesh, including Hindus. Next, Russia fights over 100 drones at Ukraine. Russia fight over 100 drones at Ukraine. Hezbollah chief says that group got divine victory in war against Israel. It's a fun. Next, Tories ran open border experiment, says Starmer. Keir Starmer was a British Prime Minister now. Keir Starmer. And after world page, you will have a sports page. If there's any important sports news, you need to go through. If there's any important sports news, you need to go through. So, front page, south page, editorial page, after editorial page, next news, next world page, next sports page. This is how we take the order. And every day it will take minimum 2-3 hours to read the newspaper if you read it properly in the beginning. Slowly, we can minimize our time by understanding new concepts. Today I have given only framework. Which news is important, what pages we need to refer. And I have given headlines. And for next 4-5 days or 1 week, I'll keep on explaining how to read newspaper and make notes on that. This classes, newspaper reading classes will continue for the next 4-5 sessions, wherein which you can actually understand how to read the newspaper. Thank you.